At this hour, a massive manhunt is underway in New Orleans for inmates who escaped from a jail in the middle of the night and in the middle of the city. Police say 10 men escaped, they think, through a hole dug behind a toilet in a jail cell, leaving behind taunting messages for the guards like, "Too easy, LOL." One escapee has already been recaptured. You can see him right there, and police caught him in the French Quarter. At least 4 of the escapees are charged with murder or second-degree murder and are considered armed and dangerous. The sheriff of New Orleans today said that the escapees may have had help from jail staff.
We have indication that these detainees received assistance in their escape from individuals inside of our department. We are investigating our own to find out exactly what happened and where those lapses were.
NBC's Priya Sridhar has been tracking this story for us. And Priya, bring us up to date now. Walk us through the timeline, how this went down, and why do police think that they may have had help?
Hey, Tom, that's right. Yeah, a very alarming and concerning situation down in New Orleans. The sheriff's department there under a lot of scrutiny right now, and they're certainly going to be doing a thorough investigation in the coming days. But right now, the top priority is trying to find these 9 additional inmates who are still on the run. As you mentioned, they are considered armed and dangerous. They're facing serious felony charges, many of them violent offenses like attempted murder, like you mentioned. But we are getting a clearer picture of exactly the timeline of what took place. We know that this detention facility was placed on a lockdown at around 10:30 p.m., which is customary for this facility overnight. We then know that at around 12:23 a.m., the detainees broke through a jail cell door, and the sheriff said that that was because of defective locks. At around 1:01 a.m., the detainees were able to exit a jail through a hole behind the toilet. The sheriff said that they actually used toiletries potentially to remove some of the bolts to create that hole. Then it took around 7.5 hours for the sheriff's deputies to discover that these 10 inmates were missing when they were doing their routine head count at around 8:30 in the morning. Then about an hour later, the sheriff's department did notify the U.S. Marshals, and it was shortly after that that the public was notified. And now they're facing a lot of questions about why it took so long for the rest of the community to find out. Let's take a listen to what the deputy chief of the Department of Corrections down there had to say about how this all unfolded.
It was more than just a breach of security. It was some type of help, and we've been researching, we've been looking, investigating, and looking, and it would definitely be some type of tool used other than just the strength of a sheer individual.
Yeah, so, Tom, I think the real question right now is it must have taken quite a bit of time to create a hole like that. And that's, I think, another reason the authorities are thinking that perhaps staff in that detention facility must have been aware that something was going on there.
Wow. And just so that those of us who are not in New Orleans understand, this is not out in the countryside, right? This is right in the middle of New Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. This detention facility is actually about 2 to 3 miles, depending on if you're walking or driving, to the very popular tourist destination of the French Quarter. And as you mentioned, one of those detainees has been recaptured. He was actually hiding under a car in a parking garage of a hotel. So as you can imagine, that certainly heightened the fear in the community. The New Orleans police chief has said that they've notified all the victims of these inmates' alleged crimes, that if they need any additional protection right now while these inmates are on the run, they're willing to offer that. And also any witnesses who were scheduled to testify in their upcoming trials, they believe that they also could be receiving help right now to evade law enforcement, since they believe they changed out of their jail jumpsuits into civilian clothing, Tom.
Wow, so a manhunt and a very big internal investigation underway. Priya Sridhar, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.